welcome back to Painting and Decorating. Still on this job, going well. Things keep changing slightly. Customers decided to have this stripped, and I've also stripped the windowsills. That's a light oak stain. They've come up really well. So this video is about Paint Stripper and how to use it. There's different ones on the market, but I prefer the solvent-based ones. They're really good. The water-based ones, they take a lot longer. They're okay, they do work, but not as good as the solvent-based ones. So I'll just show you what I'm using. Paint Panther, that's what I'm using. Now, gloves, really important. Ventilation, really important. You can even wear a mask. It just helps when you're near it, breathing. Now, you don't need a massive container for this stuff. Depends what you're doing, but you don't need anything massive. I've just got that, and that was the old methylated spirits. I've cut it down, pop it in there, and I've got a small brush. Pour a bit in, and it's safe. Once you've applied this and you've left it for about 40 minutes, but in between that 40 minutes you keep applying a little bit now and then, because it takes a while to react. Sometimes you might have to do a few applications, but you have to leave it about 40 minutes. Once you've left it, these are some of the things that I'm going to use to scrape it off. Got a little wire brush there, and then various scraping blades, even down to a screwdriver. Anything that's not too sharp, nice rounded edge on that. Right then, so let's go and apply some of the Panther. When applying this, be careful, you don't want to be splashing it everywhere. It will just work up anything when it hits it. But you want to put a lot on, because it needs a lot to react. Now, when I mean a lot, I've already done some of that underneath there. So I'll just get that on. I've put newspapers down everywhere to catch all the mess. Have a look at that bit there. Now, literally just load it up. The more the merrier. Don't want to be rubbing it on. And brushing it about. You want to load it up, make sure you get a lot on. Now, once you've put a load on, you can actually go back over it and do another coat straight away. It's all about letting this stuff do the work. Don't make the job hard for yourself. You've got to leave it. I'm going to carry on now and coat all this up, and then I'm going to drop back and just put another quick coat on, and then I'm going to leave it for about 40 minutes to an hour, and I'm going to actually paint that door there. I'll prime that door while this is doing its work on this woodwork, so we'll come back to this. Right, that's at about 40 minutes now. I've just primed that door, so let's take a look now. Let's have a look at this bit. You can see how that's reacted quite well. Now, again, different implements you can use. So what you want to do is just not damage the wood. You're making your life harder if you damage the wood. Listen how easy that's coming off now. You know, it's going to take a bit of time, but no sanding involved. Right, now, like I said, different implements for different places, because you don't want to be damaging the wood. It does get a bit gooey, so you need something to wipe it off onto. Newspaper is a good idea. You can have a cloth with you. You can see that it's like snot. So what you do is you get the bulk off it now, and then the awkward bits you apply another coat, and then once you've removed as much of the paint as you can, because this is paint, although it's like a stain, it's still a type of paint. Because this is the same principle if this was just oil gloss or even water-based gloss. I mean, paint stripper will strip anything paint-wise. It'll work up emulsion as well. So I'm going to carry on with this, but what I'll show you, once you've actually scraped it off like that, you need to wash it with white spirit to stop the reaction of the nitromorse in the wood and to clean it off. I'll show you what I mean with this bit here, and it's best done before it dries. You can also use wire wool on some of these bits with white spirit to clean it down. Now you can see that there, it's all gooey. If you give it a wipe over with white spirit, it's gone. Nice and clean. Now that just needs to be left to dry completely, 24 hours, and then a very light sand, and then you're ready to put your varnish or a stain back over it. In this case, we're actually doing it light oak, like I say, like the windowsill there. So you can have a look at that later when I've done a bit, but generally that's the end of the video. That's how you use paint stripper. Let's just have a look at one I've done already. You know, it looks a lot better than that dark wood. A lot better. I like natural wood. You know, that sill there's come up really well. You can't believe they were actually capped with plastic. They were white gloss, and I took the plastic off and I've stripped them back, and they've come up sound. Right, I shall carry on.